Right now, we have with us another young Indian for the Voice of the Young segment. Hello, everyone. Good to be back. Right now, we have with us Sanchita Avhad. So let's listen to her. Over to you, Sanchita.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Hi, sir. I'm Sanchita, and I'm so glad to be on this platform. I am very grateful for the opportunity that you have given me, sir. And I truly believe that the series of Vidped that you have started, it is really inspiring, and it will really benefit the users as like the viewers as well. So thank you for this opportunity. To start with, I'll just give a brief background about who I am and about a quick introduction about myself. So I am Sanchita Avhad, and I born and brought up in Nasik. It is a small city, but now it's developing at a faster pace. And my schooling is complete. It was completed in Nasik itself. So till 10th standard, I was in Nasik city.
By the
After
way, in the
Yeah,
Marathi way, we say Nashik, right?
right.
So
Yes, that is
why don't you call it Nashik?
okay. I don't mind, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, like most of the people don't understand when we call it as Nashik. So
yeah.
that's why when we try to put it in English, usually we go with the another terminology. But yeah, as you said, Nashik is my hometown, and I was there till 10th standard. I completed my schooling there. I was in St. Lawrence High School, and later on we shifted to Mumbai because I wanted to pursue my education further studies in Mumbai. So as all of us know that like after completing our 10th, the most important life decision starts is which career stream to choose, be it science, commerce, or arts. So these are the broadly three options that all other career guidance sessions and all our
Mhm.
parents, teachers usually offer to us. And similarly, even I was served in that plate with science, commerce, and arts. And now it was my, like, I had to choose it basis my interest and basis my marks. So I scored pretty well in my academics in my 10th board examinations. And now it was time to select. So it was a very the decision making of that part, like choosing the career stream, was a bit difficult because
Mm.
um, from from the first standard itself we were taught all the subjects, and we had to be good at all. It was nothing like you should do this, not this. You should
Yeah,
take math in a better
right.
way because you want to do commerce and all and stuff like that. So similarly, I took interest in all the subjects. So now everyone started telling me that go according to your interest, but that somewhere had its own clashes because even I like English also, and at the same time I also like math. So where should I balance this out, and what should I identify? So at that time, I had multiple thoughts in my mind, and a lot of people suggested me that going by your percentage, you should take science because in Indian education system, the people have themselves compartmentalized their subjects. So, like if you score 90 and above, you go to science. If you score 80 and above, it's commerce, and 80 and below is definitely arts or humanities, as we call it. So at that time I felt that
Uh,
why to see this compartments as it is. Why not choose a different way? Because getting into science would help me. It's a good choice, but my interest doesn't lie there. Similarly with commerce. So I brainstormed a lot with my cousin, and he actually introduced me to the subject like of humanities and to economics per se. So when I was deciding on these factors, I started researching that what subjects lead me to where, and that is where in economics came into the picture. And I started researching. I read a few articles. I read about the people who have
mhm.
made a successful go through while taking economics as their subject, and that is where my interest started to build. So finally I made a decision that I want to pursue my 11th and 12th in humanities. And my parents supported me a lot, but there were like, as I mentioned, I'm from a small city of Nashik, and the people usually there say that uh, you have got such a good marks, why do you want to go to arts where there's no such backing about the career? science is more trusted, commerce is more trusted than these subjects. But
Mhm. Mhm.
somewhere I thought that my calling towards arts is much more stronger than science or commerce.
Yeah.
So that is what I did, that is what I followed. And I'm very happy actually that decision turned out to be very well, because I got into St. Xavier's College for my junior college. I completed my 11th and 12th there. um, Getting from a small city like Nashik and then coming to Mumbai, the change was a bit difficult, because there we are used to local modes of transport, be it bus, auto, and stuff. And here it was like getting into that all crowded railways, trains. And I am from the suburbs, so I had to travel to the main city to go to my college. So that was a challenge, but I really enjoyed that journey, because in that also we had so many learnings. So be
Okay.
it going on time, punctuality, and other such stuff. So that really helped. And then my journey started from 11th and 12th. I completed in St. Xavier's College itself. And later on, when I was into 11th, the first lecture that was conveyed about economics by my professor, it was so nicely presented that at that moment itself I decided that economics would be my go-to subject,
Okay.
and I want to graduate in economics.
Okay.
And with every passing lecture, that strong hold towards economics somehow getting more, like it was getting more and more stronger day by day.
Okay.
And after completing my 12th, I took the admission into the same college, St. Xavier's College, and I started my graduation journey there.
Okay.
So I did, with economics I took two more subjects as my minors. One was commerce and another one was sociology.
Okay.
So that is how the journey started with economics. And each and every lecture that happened from then was really very it was very it was very nicely given to us, like
Yeah.
all the professors, they made sure that we understand each and every concept.
Yeah.
They made sure that we understand it with live examples, some
Yeah.
practical examples.
Yeah.
They made sure to blend it with assignments, so that we understand what ground level research is, how does it go, and
Yeah.
how does that go hand in hand with the theory. So
Yeah.
all of these factors did play a very important role in my career. And talking about economics per se, when I was introduced to that subject, it was told to me that this is a subject which has a lot of other subjects qualities as well. So if you take economics, it is also somewhere there's a subset of psychology which you find, which is what we call consumer psychology and all, studying those things. That is one part of it. Another things are political science is also there, because we somehow try to form policies out of it. So
Hmm.
it economics is a subset of all of those subjects which uh, which are being combined so far, and it is being presented to us as one particular subject called economics. So that really helped me. And so now I've graduated. It's been a year. In 2022 I graduated from St. Xavier's as an
How did the
economics.
COVID affect you?
Yeah, so the COVID did affect, because from the second year it's our platform shifted from offline to online. So the shift was a bit difficult. And adjusting to those online more classrooms and all, it was a bit difficult. So at that time, what happened was, our my professor of economics, she approached me stating that she would like to take up this concern relating to COVID and online classes, examinations, and all of those things. Because COVID was such a time when people were losing their dear ones, and they
Yeah.
were, some of them were stuck in such a place where they had no access to network, they did not have their assets in place. And at that time, it was the time when our examinations was going to start. So that was a big concern, and a lot of our fellow classmates and everyone were not in that state of giving that examination at that point. So that is what felt we felt the need that we should understand this issue, and we should take some steps in order to control it, or at least do something with this regard. So that is when my professor, and she's also the head of the economics department, she approached me and she said that let's try figuring out what can be done. So we and I was involved in a research project with her in my first year as well. So in the first year, we did I did the data collection for a research on the prospects of real estate,
Mhm.
which was published in the MEDC Economic Digest in 2019. So she knew somehow that handling data sets and everything is something which I'm good at. So that is when the second year for this research relating to COVID, she approached me, and that is where I found that this would really help. So we did a pan India survey to understand whether what is the condition of the students, how are they mentally prepared for the examinations,
Mhm.
is there a way through which they can attend the examination, because at that moment, network, laptops, or smartphones, these three were the biggest requirements, and a lot of
Yeah.
people were
Mhm.
not that financially sound to have those
Mhm.
kind of setup on such a short notice when everything was closed. So that is where we started, and we did that research. We almost had 5,000 responses, and we got a good response from the teachers as well as from the students. And that was the survey was a hit, and it got published in a lot of newspaper
Okay.
articles.
Yeah.
And the main
Mm.
motto of it, what we wanted to do, was achieved. Like,
Mhm.
we took the
Mm.
students ideas and demands to the higher authorities, and that is how we try to settle in that matter. So that is where what COVID did. It was a changer, because everything was online, but it
Yeah.
also had its own like it had its own pros and cons. Like, after
Yeah.
that, I think
Mm.
everything has virtually people are virtually more connected these days.
Well,
But the cause was that
One,
yeah, and
one,
one
one example is this
is,
Vidpeds. We
yes,
can do
right,
these because now I know that everybody is familiar with Zoom and
right,
everybody knows how to talk online. So that's one
right,
reason why we can do it. So this is the
right.
benefit, right?
This is the benefit, yes, and the
Yeah.
biggest pro of it, because the world is now feels more smaller, because we are connected, be it any other part, be it India or any other part, we are connected. And there are also few cons, because not everyone can get this type of setup, especially when we talk about the rural areas. The Getting these kind of setups and access to these things is a bit problem when we talk from that perspective. So that is how my second year research did
Mm.
well, like with
Mm.
the data collection and stuff, and with other such activities in colleges. So I was involved in a lot of extracurricular activities as well. um, be it dancing, folk dance was something I was involved into, and we did it in our fests in colleges also.
What kind
So
of folk dance from where?
it was a Rajasthani folk dance. So it was a group event, and for two
What is it?
consecutive years, we won the first
Ghumar.
prize.
Was it Ghumar?
No, no, not Ghumar. Ghumar is something which is a Bollywood track of it. So it has a more Bollywood touch, but the actual folk tunes and the song of it is a bit different than what we usually see it on a Bollywood themed picture.
No, I'm just
So,
asking, forget Bollywood. Was it
yeah.
authentic Ghumar? Or what was the dance?
It was about, so it was a, so Rajasthani folk songs are such that it has a story in it.
Yeah.
So like it had such a story where a girl is there, she's getting ready for her marriage and stuff, and that is how it progressed. So we use those typical folk songs which are available in their natives. So
Yeah.
that is where we got it from, and we showed all of those things with the actions, like the girl getting ready and stuff. So that way it was made. So like
And
it was a group.
clothes also
Yes,
Rajasthani.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. Clothes also, all the outfits and everything were planned, and it
wonderful.
was a group event. So we were 8 people in total,
Yeah.
and it was a fun event. Like
Mm.
apart from these academics, these things really help us to get into those activities, and it also helps us in a way to adjust to those things around.
Okay.
So it was a very nice journey
Okay.
those days. But online things actually somehow like it acted as a breaker for this, because those activities were mostly offline,
Yeah.
and now in the online mode we had to record it. We have to Then we had an opportunity to edit it, cut it, and do such things. But yeah, offline was more fun if we talk about these events per se. And then my third year started. Third year was also online. We did the entire year online, but the last semester was offline for us. So we got to go back to college again and relive those moments that we were waiting for. And in the third year, so we were trying to set up something, like, because first and second year I was into research. In the third year also I was trying to find out such opportunities. So again in the third year our college started
mm,
a new research center for agriculture and rural studies. And it was something which was started completely in a new format, because covid after COVID-19 there were a lot of issues that popped up. Like, for example, we saw a lot of videos of farmers in the rural areas where they were throwing their agricultural crops in the rivers and the nadis, because they were not getting any way to transport it, to
right.
get it to the
Mhm.
market. And that was a problem that we figured out. And that is when this idea of new research center came into picture, wherein we tried to help the agriculture and rural background people. So in that initiative, we also got support of other organizations. Like, there
Mm,
was a agricultural development trust at
mm,
Baramati. So we started communicating with them, and we contacted an
mm.
FPO in Baramati itself,
Yeah,
and we tried to understand their concern. What was it that was problematic to them during those times? So of course, transport was one of the issue. And having conversations with them, we also figured out that one more issue that they face is that the the entire cycle from a farmer, like the crops are supplied from the farmer to the consumer, there are a lot of people involved, and the major chunk of people involved are the middlemen. So these middlemen take a lot of share of profit of those farmers. So the uh, most important con of this was consumers had to pay higher prices for that produce, and farmers used to get the lowest share because middlemen used to pocket a lot of profits
yeah.
out of that. So we found this as a concern, and we tried eliminating the middlemen from the chain. So this project was called as Project Swayambhu, and it was started under a new research center. So in that, I first did my internship for a month, and later on, I became the head of economic analysis team, where I had the opportunity to guide 33 interns under me. So that was a very good opportunity, wherein I also learned about leadership
Mm,
skills and qualities. So new research center and a Swayambhu project, it actually did a lot of market research. So we tried to understand what crops the farmers are producing. We tried getting into the local markets, the wholesalers, retailers,
mm.
what price they are selling these commodities at, and how can we reduce the prices, and at the same time cut out that middleman from the chain. So that is where we started researching. And then we approached an FPO in Baramati, and that FPO was making organic produces. So they were all chemical free, and so they told us that they are willing to be a part of this initiative, and they are ready to supply their products. So now here the main problem was finding consumers, because individually in the going into the market during the time of COVID was not a good solution for that matter. So we started by analyzing the costs which are involved, so like production costs, processing costs, marketing costs, transportation costs, all of those costs that are involved. And we tried how can we choose an alternative way to better this situation and come at a final price which is beneficial for the consumers and which also helps the farmers.
Mm.
So in that process, we thought of multiple ideas. We first thought that we'll go individually to the consumers, but it was such a time that people would not entertain anyone.
No.
So then we tried to have it we tried to run it in a sample pilot project, sort of. So Mulund was our target area in
Yeah.
Mumbai, and there we tried to contact the secretaries of the cooperative societies, because
Yeah.
at that time there was a new trend that came into that these cooperative societies, they used to order these trucks full of different fruits and vegetables, and they used to allow that truck to get into the cooperative housing society. And one day all the members of the society would go down and buy their produce, store it for a good amount of 15 days, and use it. So that was a trend that came up at that time. So we thought that why not try this. So we tried the sample pilot project in the area of Mulund, wherein we approached 5 cooperative housing societies, and the students who were a part of that cooperative society, they helped us in this initiative. So we tried setting up a small stalls, gave the samples to them somehow through the transport, government transport, of course, because that was the time when those were only way. So we did that, and later on we got a way to approach those secretaries of the cooperative housing societies, and then the samples were given to them. The consumers gave a good response to those products. So that is how we tried to minimize the entire chain, from farmer to consumer, wherein consumers were also benefiting and farmers were also happy with the share
Yeah,
that they got.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Middleman was completely eliminated. And
Well
later
done.
on, it
Well
started
done.
it on its own pace. Yes, sir.
Uh,
Thank you.
uh,
So later on, it started on its own pace. Now the cooperative societies have the contact of those farmers whenever they require anything.
yeah,
They are in touch with them. So
yeah.
all of those things, and so this was the last project that I did in St. Xavier's in my last year, and it was pretty much a good learning experience, because apart from the academics that we did, this was something which was in a form of internship, wherein we developed a lot of skills and at the same time understood the ground realities, and had an opportunity to help someone who was really in the need of it at those
Okay.
at that time.
Yeah.
So that is how my college ended, and after that I stepped into my corporate journey. So I'm employed right now in Tata Financial Clusters, and it's
So
a program.
did the college have placements? Is that how you got this?
Yes,
Through the
yes,
placement.
got, yes, sir, to the
Okay.
placement.
Okay.
So that is how I got in, and this Tata Financial Clusters was a unique program. So we had an opportunity to rotate 3 financial cluster companies of Tata's. So first 4 months I did in Tata AIA Life Insurance, next 4 months Tata AIG General Insurance, and next 4 months Tata Capital Financial Services.
Mm-hmm.
So four months each in each organization.
Yeah.
So entirely, this is also a very different and an innovative kind of experience, because we have explored a lot of roles in different companies, understood working of different companies. So right now we are into the selection process as to which company would hire us basis our performance and stuff. So that is what is currently going on, and I'm really fortunate that I for that decision that I made back then after my 10th, to step into humanities and then pursue economics, because it sometimes happens that all of us tell us that marks and your choice of stream should go hand in hand. But I believe that it is not always that. Your interest and your goals, that should align somewhere, and that is what will really help us. So now I'm very happy with my decision, and I am further planning to delve more into economics and understand how I can help people through this knowledge of economics, especially in the rural parts where a lot of people are still deprived of the things that we as like people living in urban societies do have. So that is where my calling goes, and I hope that I'll be able to do something for that and for the children in the rural areas, for the farmers there. So hoping to do that really soon.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was the small part of my journey, and
Yeah,
that is how
wonderful.
economics helped me.
So, do the Tatas pay you well when you are in this internship mode? Is it good money? Happy?
Yeah, happy with it, sir. So it's sort of satisfactory.
Okay, good. And but you didn't decide to do your masters, right? So is
Yeah,
that a,
I am in
so
that
that's your
process
second key
of,
decision. The first
right.
key
Yes, that is
decision is, and the 10th to say no, I don't want to do this is my field. And now you
right.
said, okay, enough. I need to earn some money. Or is it that you want work experience? What made you think? Because perhaps most of your fellow students went on to do a master's. But
Right. Yes.
so why did you decide? How did you decide that that's not for you? This is for you.
Right. So there were a lot of factors actually that time, because my father was retiring, and so then that there was this idea that who would be the earner for a family. That was one part. And another part was that I wanted some time to decide on what exactly I want to do into economics. So that is for sure that I want to pursue something in economics, but which field, whether it be developmental economics, agricultural economics, or what, that is where I wanted to explore. And then, but at the same time, sitting idle at home doing nothing is not my thing, because I usually like to be involved in a lot of activities and stuff.
Okay.
So I thought that just like every other student, I also tried my hands on the placement cell, the college, the opportunity that college offered. And I faced a lot of rejections in the earlier term. So like uh, the the placement season usually starts when we step into the third year. But my placement was done towards the very end, like after our semesters was also done. At that time, I got into this job opportunity. And there, it was such a time that responsibilities was also one thing of our home, like at the situation at our home. And at the same time, also, I wanted some time to understand where my interest lies. So, and I wanted some time to research also. So that's why I thought that I'll take this opportunity. And it, since it was something which, a role which was into exploring things. So like just I mentioned, it is a role which is not just you have been placed somewhere and you continue with the same routine. After every 4 months, there was a switch. There was a switch in the role.
Yeah.
There was a switch in company. So adjusting to the culture, making new friends, growing your network, all of these things were a part of it. So I thought that why not take up that and simultaneously do research, because I was able to balance it. And so that is how I took up this opportunity and
Wonderful.
decided.
Yeah, by any chance, are you the oldest child or the only child, or just tell us a little bit?
Yeah, so
Not too
I
much.
we are
I don't want to
yeah.
probe too much.
Right. So I am the eldest one. I have one more elder sister, but she is married. So
Okay.
after her, I am the one, and I have a younger brother also. He's still studying. He has also taken economics because he has seen my journey, and he's into Jai Hind right now. So
Yeah.
he's into first year, and he's also learning new things every day, coming to me and telling me, "I did this, I did that," and
Jai Hind
enjoying the
means Jai Hind College of Mumbai, right?
Jai Hind College of Mumbai, right?
Mumbai. Yeah, because otherwise Jai Hind people
Oh,
get.
right. I understand.
So you
Yes,
have
Jai
to
Hind
say,
College.
yeah, yeah, he's a Jai Hind College. Okay, good. So you are quite happy and optimistic at this point. You made the good decisions, and
Right.
it's certainly showing on the smile on your face that you're happy with your decisions. And what made you come onto this show then? You know, you got a good job, you're doing fine. Why are you here? I'm just curious.
Uh, because this is something. So as I mentioned, I like to be involved in a lot of activities, and as I mentioned, I always want. I'm such a kind of person that I want to help the person who is there. So I believe that through this series of videos, um, the viewers are going to definitely benefit, because as I mentioned, one point that was always onto my mind is that about the scores and your interest and which stream to choose. So this was something that I wanted to convey, and I thought this platform is the best platform to convey that thing. And also, a lot of people are not really aware of the humanities and arts section, especially where people from small town, they are not very aware of these things exist and what opportunities are there further. So I thought that this video would really help. And even if I'm into a corporate, my uh, strong hold or my strong bond towards economics has not faded. So I'm still researching. I'm still trying to understand new things, reading new articles, research papers, and that is what made me come here and
Well,
share my
I
views.
have to thank you for being so sincere and honest in explaining how you
Right.
made your decisions. I'm sure the juniors will listen to you. I hope. But from my point of view, I'm just glad to know how you are making your decisions.
Right.
You are balancing your own needs with the family needs, with
Right.
the various other things. And I think that's really part of life, to have a balance, to be
Yes.
able to get not just me all the time, but
Right.
to also look out for others. As you have
Yes.
said, you went to all these, you understand that some people don't have as much as you. but
Right.
you're balancing things, and I think you're doing a great job. So congratulations and thank you
Thank you.
for being here. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think I have summarized all of the things that I have wanted to
Okay,
share.
good. So then let's say bye to the viewers. And if you are interested, maybe we'll come back to you in 1 year and see how things are going for you at that point. Okay, so let's say
Definitely.
bye to the viewers at this point, and
Yeah.
bye, everybody. I'll be back with another young person or an expert soon. And till then, bye.